Hi, welcome to Wednesday. We are going to talk about children today. I've gotten a lot of letters, especially since this virus and everything. So here's the first one. It's from Charlotte in Michigan. I have 8-year-old twins, a girl and a boy. My son is so mean to my daughter. It started 8 or 9 months ago. He says he doesn't know why, just that Eddie puts the ideas in his head. I have almost had to take my daughter to the hospital twice. That's how bad he hurt her. I asked him, are there voices in your head or do you see Eddie? He hesitated, then said he sees him. He has on pants that look like jeans, no shoes. His pants have straps over his shoulders. Sounds to me like they may be bib overalls. He's getting rougher and rougher on her. I cannot leave them alone. I'm afraid if I tell a doctor, they will lock him up. What should I do? Charlotte, you have 2 children. I I understand why you would be afraid to have a doctor or a counselor or somebody look at him. But if he's hurting your daughter, this is not a good thing. And it is not that unusual for a ghost child to be attached to a live child. And you don't say who's the leader of the two between your son and your daughter, um, but it sounds like the ghost that's attached to your son is a real bully and he is making him bully his sister. So, if the spirit, if that's what it is, and the spirit can be removed with a little counseling, your son should be fine. You know, if he's been doing this for 8 or 9 months, this didn't happen, start 2 weeks ago. I would give a call to me and let's make sure that that's what it is, that there is a ghost in the house. And that way you will know which steps to go after that. Good luck. Okay, this one is from Columbus, Ohio. Her name is Alice. Um, my 14-year-old son is visited constantly by ghosts. He was terrified of them when he was younger, but he's gotten more used to them. The problem is that they are interrupting his sleep. He tries to ignore them, but they will mess with him, like touching his hair and his feet. We would like to learn if there is a way to keep them away so he can sleep at night. Okay, there's a couple things going on here. A lot of times, if relatives that have died and have crossed over and are visiting, that is not unusual for them to touch his hair, pat him on the cheek, tickle his toes. However, if this is an earthbound spirit, what he's doing is upsetting your son's sleep so that it stresses him out. He doesn't want to go to sleep, but yet he's so tired. And this ghost is getting energy from him if it is an earthbound spirit. What you're going to have to do, Alice, is again, like that last gal, give me a call and let's see exactly what is going on in the house. Um, that's all I can do from a letter. This one is from Hannah in California. My question is, my daughter keeps telling me that she sees dark spirits crossing the doorway to her room. They don't enter her room, but she says she sees the dark shadows. I also notice that every time I take pictures of my daughter, she has orbs around her, and in one picture there was a bright light around her. Let's stop here. I think what your daughter is seeing are spirits that have crossed over. She's seeing them as orbs which is how most people see them. And again, if you get orbs in pictures, if there's a design in the middle, make it larger and you can usually see a face of who it is. The dark shadows, just because a shadow is dark does not mean that it's something bad. That is just the way, what the energy that that spirit has is how she's picking up on it. With the bright white light around her and all the orbs, I seriously doubt if there are any earthbound spirits in the house. Uh, Also, my husband states that while he was working downstairs in the basement, he heard footsteps upstairs. Personally, I haven't heard or seen anything, but at times I feel as if I'm not alone. Any ideas you can tell me if these are dark shadows, something I need to worry about, or the footsteps? Okay, we covered your daughter. The footsteps could actually be from an earthbound spirit, and obviously it doesn't happen all the time. So I think if you smudge the house a couple, every 10, 12 days, up to 2 weeks, do it a couple times, maybe 3 times in a 6-week period. See if the house doesn't feel better after that. And it will not stop orbs from coming, because orbs are your good ones and you want them around. This is from Wayne in New Orleans. Marianne, I just picked up your book, When Ghosts Speak, and can't wait to read it. I'm hoping you can advise me on what is going on in my house. I go to this deserted hospital a lot, and I know some spirits attached to me and followed me home on at least a couple of occasions. I believe they were spirits of children. I also believe I was able to get them to cross over. Okay. I still feel there's some type of presence here. This is what I don't know too much about and hope you can help. I've taken pictures in my house that appear to be normal at first, but when I zoom in on them, I see all types of faces. Some appear nasty. I thought my brain was matrixing, but I don't think so. I don't know what that is, matrixing, okay? I can take pictures back to back and the faces change. Can you help me and tell me what is going on here? I will send you a couple of pictures to check out if you would like. No, do not send me any pictures and do not send me any videos because I don't look at them on a computer, so no, don't bother. Okay, this deserted hospital that you're going to, you don't say if you're going with a group or if you're going by yourself. Was this a child's hospital? That there would be children there? Is there somebody there at this hospital on a regular basis, a caretaker, somebody? Because if the building and the hospital are deserted, it usually doesn't have any ghosts in it. Who are they going to get energy from? So, maybe you have brought home a couple with you. You didn't say how you were able to get them to cross over. And if you're still feeling a presence, then there probably is something there. I would suggest that you seriously smudge yourself and the house anytime you come home from this hospital, if this is what you do on a regular basis. That way, if somebody was there and followed you home, that would stop them from coming into your house. Also, you're obviously not protecting yourself when you go into these houses. You can use sea salt spray, you can use sea salt soap, blessed sea salt soap. You can wear a Quincy charm. If you are this prone to having somebody follow you home, then I would do this. Now, I put this in the kids category because it was kid ghosts that followed you, which again is very unusual. Kid ghosts like live children. they don't usually hang out with adults. So I'm, not exactly sure what's going on. And of course, you or anybody else that I ever, refer to here on YouTube can call. This one is Nancy. My 3.5-year-old daughter seems to be seeing ghosts in our house. Last year, she insisted there was a man standing near the window in mine and my husband's bedroom. She described him as old and smiling. This past week, she said there is a lady sitting in her closet. She said she has long black hair and points her nails at her. She seems frightened by this ghost. I have to leave her bedroom light on now at night. I do not mind ghosts as long as they leave us alone, but the one in my daughter's room worries me. What can I do? Do you know who these ghosts are and why they are here? For my daughter's sake, I hope you can help. Okay, because she wasn't afraid of the smiling older man, pull out some old family picture albums and just for giggles, go through it with her and see if she doesn't spot this man in one of the pictures. Sounds to me like maybe it's a great grandpa, a great uncle, somebody that may be a relative, and that's why he's there. The lady in the closet, nah, not so much. She seems to me like she's intentionally trying to scare her. So I would definitely smudge her bedroom really, really well and do it on a regular basis. If this woman that's in the closet can't get close to your daughter, then your daughter should be fine. But I would definitely smudge and see how that goes. This one is, this is from Carrie in Pennsylvania. Our 15-year-old daughter Meg started cutting herself when COVID-19 started and she had to stay in. We are very cautious parents and we would not allow her or our other 2 children out of the house even with protection on. Her friends' parents are not as strict as us. In parentheses, she wrote, I've been accused of being a copter parent. The cutting is bad enough. 2 weeks ago, she attempted suicide. She was taken to a psych ward for 72 hours, put on meds, and sent home. She has sessions with her psychiatrist on her computer on a regular basis. She is not getting better. She's worse. And since this happened, her attitude, talking back, acting strange. She shaved her beautiful hair off. Mean to her brothers. Why? Okay, I have gotten a lot of letters of parents with teenagers. This virus has sent these kids into a tailspin. Kids nowadays are so social, being locked up in the house, not being able to see and touch their friends and go out, has taken a toll on a number of children. Seems more girls than guys, but that's just from the letters I've gotten. I think what probably happened with her is that psych wards are full of earthbound spirits. So there's a very good possibility that when she came home after her 72 hours, somebody followed her. And that is why it's gotten worse instead of better. Seriously, I don't know what part of Pennsylvania you're in, but give me a call. It's on my website, my phone number, mariannewinkowski.com. Call. I think we should talk if at all possible, because this really could be a dangerous little situation here. Okay, These are some pictures of kids and their imaginary friends, which are not imaginary. None of these pictures are pictures from any of the letters I read today. So here's a little boy talking and playing with that fog that's to his side. This little girl has this one over her. And this little girl, that's her best friend right next to her. Kids are good. Kids can see them. Listen to your children. If they are saying they're talking to somebody, they are seeing somebody, seriously, they are. So pay attention to them. There are more letters, but our time is about up on this session. We will pick it up again. Next week on the 15th, we'll be talking about animals. And thank goodness the Mercury retrograde is almost over. By the 12th, 13th, it will be. On July 20th, new moon, law of abundance at 1:33 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And for the lady that wanted to know if she could write an electronic check for the law of abundance, absolutely not. It's your energy going into this, not a computer. So do it by hand. It doesn't really take that long. So if you want it to work, you've got to do it by hand. Okay, have a great week. Enjoy the heat. And we will see you next Wednesday. Thanks.